Hello and welcome back to Conversations with Nash. So if my lighting is looking a little bit like, where are you? What are you doing? What's going on? It's because I'm shooting in the office today and the lighting is not, the sun. I use natural light, so I rely on the sun to be my friend. But the sun's not my friend today and I wanted to shoot. So please forgive me, and I hope that the conversation and the content of this video is going to make you stay anyway, even if you're seeing me half patched and stuff. Okay, so today I'm talking on a really personal and really close to my heart topic. And I'm talking about violence against women, and it's something that has been happening in the country, or there has been a spotlight on it, quite bright spotlight on it in the last couple of weeks. I know that about a week or two ago we woke up to the video of Wodumo being beaten by her boyfriend Umambinja, which shocked us. And not really shocked us, to be actually quite honestly. Didn't shock us that he was doing that, but the fact that Babes actually put it on Instagram Live is what really shocked the country and really got people speaking. And that story got different views, as it is with any story. A lot of people were then bringing up files about Masachaba, who had called out Umambinja on national radio. On an interview with Babes, and the country had called her out and said, "Ungenaphi," and had said, "It's not your business. It's not up to you to call out somebody's boyfriend for beating them up." I disagreed. I want to use the proper English words, but I disagreed completely with a lot of the people that were bashing Masachaba at the time, because I don't believe that there is a perfect time and place to speak out on gender violence. I don't believe that there is etiquette that needs to be followed to expose someone who is beating somebody else up, especially if that someone is already in the spotlight, they're a celebrity, their lives are on the spotlight. So why when they're being called out on something, should it be done in a behind closed doors? I also don't believe in doing things behind closed doors. If you want to truly make a difference, then step out into the spotlight, be seen, say it out loud for everyone else to see, for everyone else to hear, especially when it comes to violence against anyone. And I know I'm specifically speaking about violence against women in this episode, but I am not for violence in general. But I disagreed. I disagreed about the fact that Masachaba should not have said that on national radio. People were saying Masachaba was using the platform as a way to increase her radio ratings. I don't know how that would work, and how you increase radio ratings by saying something during the actual interview. So I was a little bit confused because they did not advertise that they would be doing that, so that a whole bunch of people were listening to her show at that particular time, and because people believe that it backfired on her, then how were the radio ratings sort of affected? So I'm a little bit confused there. I don't think that there was anything wrong that she did, but I do think that when this happened to Babes 2 weeks ago on a Monday, I do think that it was wrong for people to then bring up the Masachaba issue, because that's not what was the main story. It shouldn't have been now, let's talk about Masachaba and how right or wrong she was back then. Now it should be about supporting this woman, young woman who has bravely, I do not know for a fact that she put on her phone so that it could catch Umambinja beating her, or that it was just chance that she was on Instagram Live when it happened. But I would like to believe that it was a brave sort of move to do that, seeing as her life is very much intertwined with Umambinja, and to come out and do that was really brave, I thought. As for Umambinja and his press conference, where he came out and started airing dirty laundry and started saying babes drinks and this is why I beat her. What? Babes has a problem with alcohol. Like, babes, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Rather sit down, rather, go and fight it in court. Like, you're not going to win this one in the media. Like, not going to happen. Go fight it in court if you believe you have like a leg to stand on. Easy. If you have a leg to stand on, go fight in court. But like, don't come out here like you think we're going to believe that. After what you did the first time, when you told us about Sanja, come on. So anyway, so all of this was happening in the country and lots of violence have been happening in the country actually. My last video was about Utoriso and that was a violent act. And just recently, I think this was yesterday, there was a story about a pupil or pupils who I think shot another pupil or stabbed another pupil. So there's been a lot of like violent acts. I mean, a teacher in Paul was also exposed for allegedly beating a child. So there's been a lot of like violent acts in the media lately that are being highlighted. And this is not something new. I don't want to sound naive or you to be naive and think this is something new. Violence is something that happens in South Africa, that happens in the world. And it's just that in the last 2 weeks, there has been a very, very bright light being, shown on it. And it's crazy because just about a week ago, I think Friday last week, we celebrated International Women's Day, and a crazy thing happened to me. And this is why I wanted to make this video. And I think, it still makes me very upset to talk about it. But I had written a thread for Twitter that I did not publish. But I wanted to just share with you and share the story with you. And I just wanted to get your thoughts around it. I think I've calmed down a lot more. And I've given time to think, and I've given time to sort of structure my thoughts, but different thoughts from different people is always welcomed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the thread that was meant to be published on Twitter, but I never did. And then you can just share your thoughts with me down below, and just how do you think women should be handling things like this, and how do you think, I should have handled this, and how do you think going forward we could make a real difference in this country. And I'm hoping that not just women are watching this, but men as well. And I just want to have real, authentic discussions about gender-based violence, and specifically around the idea that you are to blame as the woman who has been beaten up. You're the one to blame. You created that in whatever way. It's the argument that Rumampinja was using. Oh, babes, dagwa. Therefore, and she does stupid things, therefore I have the right to beat her. And it's a ridiculous argument. So I'm gonna read, and then I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to have my opinion too much. I want to create a platform where we can talk about it, and come up with solutions to this incredibly, difficult, situation we find ourselves in. Okay, so I said, okay, now that I'm feeling rested, I feel like I can tell my story about how a friend of mine and I were assaulted by 3 black men Thursday night, and nobody did anything. Not the security guards at the apartment this happened, not the police, or worst of all, not the female guest. Thursday night, a group of friends of mine and I surprised a mutual friend with balloons and wine to congratulate her on getting into NYU to study her master's. It was supposed to be a joyous day of recognition and celebration. I was extremely tired from an extremely long week, but I love women who celebrate women for doing great things, so I tagged along. It was a fun night of wine drinking, intense political conversations. We were all having a great time. When the night came to an end, we said our goodbyes and 2 girls walked us out. As we were walking down the hallway, I laughed and said, "Guys, wouldn't it be funny if we knocked on someone's door and before they opened, we ran away?" Everyone disagreed and said it would be a stupid joke. I did it anyway. And just as planned, I knocked and we all ran away. As soon as we had heard someone opening the door, 3 men walked out half naked, one with no pants, the other with no top, and the other fully clothed. They came out and, as expected, started shouting. I tried apologizing and saying it was a joke and it was a prank, but the men's anger escalated to cursing and became very aggressive. I now lost my cool as well and didn't understand the need for such escalation. At some point, one of them grabbed my arm and held it tight and didn't want to let go. I insisted that he let me go, but he persisted. I asked him if he wanted to hit me, and he didn't respond. Eventually, my friend tries to get his hand off me, and this is when this happened. When he eventually gets his hand off me, one of his friends says they want to report us to security. I agree that yes, let's do that, because I want to report the assault. I took a long, scary lift ride down to reception with this man. We walked to the gate, and to my dismay, security said they are not involved and will actually not talk to me at all because I don't live there. The female we had come to visit was called down, threatened with being kicked out for noise and disorderly conduct. Scared and frustrated, she told me to calm down and drop it. I couldn't believe my ears. I tried explaining to her what had transpired, but she treated me like a nuisance and quite literally walked away. While all of this is happening, my other friend comes down and tells me an even more horrific story. The same man who had grabbed me had strangled her and pinned her to the ground. Again, we told security about this and they did nothing. Eventually, I decided we needed to go and report this to the police. And our night just got even more interesting when this happened.
For the safety and too.
For the sake that asikwazi uzovula amatyala okanye ivalwe
To safety. Carlos, that's what's so report and Jay.
So in the because I never evaluate
Still again.
of assault. So yeah, we will evaluate my police station. Yes, no, that's all our thoughts. What you are seeing is the Cape Town police station closed and chained so that people do not enter. I couldn't believe my eyes. The officers didn't open immediately when we arrived, but questioned why we were there, while we stood like prisoners behind bars. Eventually the police opened, and the story just got worse. We asked to open a case of assault, and we were told that since they can tell that we have been drinking, they unfortunately cannot help us with opening a case, and that would have to return in the morning. We protested, asking how she knows we are over the legal limit, asking is this the law? We were requested to give some form of statement that we could come and extend in the morning. But the officer denied us our request and simply wrote our details on a small piece of paper. The officer eventually left us standing there. No, no, but you said okay, no. Okay. So okay. This is us confirming, yes, we should definitely leave the police station. After all of this happened, I still wanted to open a case. However, I felt that my story was not strong enough without my friend's story, And I sensed that my friend did not want to take this any further. And that's okay, and that's her prerogative, you know. I would have loved to take this further anyway. I just felt as though my case would just not be as strong without her, because I felt as though something bigger happened to her. As scary as it was to have some random man, half naked, grabbing my arm and not wanting to let go, I felt as though having a half naked man strangle you and pin you to the ground was much worse. And I would have loved to take it further, and I would have loved to get the police involved. But I also understand giving someone their respect and privacy if they feel like they don't want to take something further. So we have not opened a police case. And I think I'm bringing it to the fore just as a way to highlight, you know, the complete disregard of women, and the fact that the security guards did nothing is incredible to me. What is the point of having a security guard if they're not going to do anything when you say you've just been assaulted? And then something else that just didn't make sense to me is why the police wouldn't allow us to open a case. I investigated this further. I asked other police officers, and the story is that the police won't allow you to open a case if you have had any form of alcohol or any form of drug or whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's like a sip, they will not allow you to open a case. Because they believe that the fact that you have consumed alcohol would work against you, because then people can use things like maybe your memory is foggy, maybe. I don't think I agree with that. I think that it is of utmost importance that if something happens to you, that you report it as soon as possible, and that facts are recorded as you remember them. And when you come back in the morning, for instance, if they are worried that you maybe tensions are high, your emotions are high, and this is the reason why we don't want you to open the case right now. We want you to go home because you've been drinking and sleep it off and come back in the morning and carry on with the case. I think that they should still take your statement right then and there. And after that, you can come back and you can give another statement, not another statement rather, you can extend on your statement, and you can say, yes, I still remember it exactly the way that I said I did, you know. And that's why I didn't understand why they wouldn't want to take any details. And one officer said to me that the reason they don't take the details is because that your statement is obviously under oath. And is signed by an officer at the bottom. And I think that then in that case, why don't they have the statement without a signature until you come back and you corroborate that statement? And then you can sign it, and then it will be a valid statement. I just don't believe in the idea that a case must wait simply because you have consumed alcohol. I don't agree with that. You might disagree with me, and maybe there's legal people out there who can come with some sort of legal argument for this. And I think it's an issue because girls go out at night, girls go out clubbing, girls go out for dinner, they have drinks, and then they are walking to their apartment, they get attacked, and you're telling me that I should get attacked and walk into my house and sleep it off and report it tomorrow. So much could happen between then and the time that you want me to come and report it. Why are you not allowing me to give you a statement and corroborate it in the morning? I do not see where the harm is. Where is the harm in something like that? That's my thoughts on this. I'd love to hear yours, so please share them down below. And let's have a discussion about this very difficult topic. Let's have a discussion about it. I will try to keep my cool and listen to everyone's point of view and distance myself from the story. But I would definitely love to hear your point of view. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. And geez, I've just been like, my videos have just been about like heavy things. But thank you for watching. I hope the next story that I'm going to do is going to be a little bit lighter. Enjoy your weekend. I love you. Bye. Oh, remember to like, share, subscribe. Do the things, man. Do the things. Please let my channel grow. I mean, I'm at 41. We're trying to get to 100. Can you get me to 100? Please. Okay. Bye.